Hey, how's it going? I'm Jose with 17 Disc Golf, and today we're going to review the new Zone SS in new ESP plastic and unbox my new First Run Z plastic. Let's get it. Finally, it's here. Discraft's newest flagship disc, the Zone SS. I've been waiting a while for Discraft to come around and make a understable zone. So today I'm going to compare it to the other zones in the bag of the same plastic and hopefully the same weights. It's doing the same with the Z First Run. Let's get into it. But first, since I can't contain myself, let's unbox the new First Run Z Zone SS. This is my first reaction to it. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm waiting all day to see what color it is, and let's see what it is. Oh, hey, it's kind of like a yellow. That kind of matches my regular Z. Look at that. Man, it's kind of has like a yellow hue to it. It's kind of like a peach, kind of like a mango. I like that a lot. Comparing it to my regular Z, that's solid orange, like the fruit orange. Look at that. Not that far off, right? Since we're here, let's look at a little side view of the Zone and new Zone SS. Yeah. Flight numbers for the new Zone SS is 44-1-2. So just to fly, just like my Jawbreaker Zone that I bag, I usually use that for, straight shots. It'll kind of turn and have a little bit of fade at the end. That's my reliable kind of straight zone. So this should fly kind of like it. Since it's Z plastic, it's a little more overstable than the ESP plastic, but that's what we're here to see. So what would make the Zone SS understable? Well, let's try to make sense of it. I know that if you beat in a regular zone, it becomes straighter because the more you beat it in, the lower the parting line gets. So I know it's hard to see all insert photos, but this disc is significantly shorter in height than this regular ESP zone due to the fact that it's beat in and hit so many trees. So, and I don't know if the shorter, meaning the parting line closest to the bottom of the disc, makes it understable because the zone is 2 centimeters tall and this is 1.6 centimeters tall. So if the parting line is lower, is that why it's understable? But enough of that parting line BS. Let's get to throwing the Zone and new Zone SS. But first, Jawbreaker Zone. As you can see, it has a little bit of a turn to it and then a little bit of fade at the end. That's where I rely that beat-in zone to even that kind of straight shot when I need a nice tunnel shot, but not something I don't want to, power up on a disc for. Now for the ESP Zone and ESP Zone SS. First up, ESP Zone. As you can see, that thing's overstable. That's fresh off the shelf ESP Zone. So you can see when I throw it out, throw it a little too high, but you can see right away there's no turn and all the fade in the world. Zone SS time, baby. Whoa. A little better of an angle. You can see that one had that true -1 and that 2 in it. That flew just like my Jawbreaker, but a little bit more understable. Now, that's what I'm looking for. Z plastic. First up, regular Z Zone. Again, like the ESP Zone, that Z Zone, it's been seasoned a little bit, but you can tell no turn, all the fade. That's what you want a Z Zone to fly like. Now this is what I've been waiting for. Oh my God. Dude, I'm so excited to keep that thing, man. Oh my god. Could you believe how more understable it is? Even in the Z plastic, it is just crazy. So right now I'm gonna try some forehand throws. I usually don't throw my zones on a forehand for power. I usually do more for touch shots to get around trees. But let's see what the Zone SS can do on some a little bit of, you know, distance throws, trying to get nice and flat and see what it does. So we're starting off with the Jawbreaker Zone. No, giving it flat, that Jawbreaker Zone has a turn and a fade to it. Since it's so beat in, it's gonna act a little bit like the new SS's, but not as understable. And now for the ESP Zone. So I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that I was throwing a regular zone. So it did kind of go out of focus. Hopefully you can see some of the flight, but I threw it straight, forgetting that I'm actually throwing a regular zone. So now let's try the TESTI ESP Zone SS. I'll try to keep this one in frame this time for you guys. I promise I'll try. So you can see that one had a little more turn into it. I threw a little dude nose up because I'm trying to get power shots on it, but you see even nose up, it pushed and pushed and pushed and it finally gave out at the end. Unlike the regular ESP where it just went and just dumped out right at the end. Now for the overstable boy, Z Zone. Normal zone, Z Zone comes out, no turn, all the fade like I said. That's what you want, your zone on a nice forehand when you throw it, nice upshot. Now for the creme de la creme, Zone SS. Let's get it. Oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. I was aiming for that middle pole. I was aiming for that middle pole. That's a beautiful flight. It had all the turn. Just wanted to push and push with that turn and then finally dump at the end with all that fade. So you can't really tell by the video, but right now it's getting pretty dark. I want to see if I can get some really good distance out of it. Giving some Annie out of the Zone SS, and let's see if I can get a PR with the zone. Right now I think it's about 250 for my regular zones. That's with my Jawbreaker. But let's see if we can break that with the new Zone SS. First, we can do TESTI. Try to give it some Annie. Try to get its full flight. Make it act like a 2-2 instead of a 1-2. This, I gave a little more Annie. I think this is a little more understable than the ESP somehow. You know, sometimes discard plastic just doesn't make any sense, but let's get it. Man, I think it's definitely understable, man. So is this something worth buying and putting in the bag? After throwing it a little bit for the last couple days, doing one of my tag rounds here at my local club, I would say yes. This flew very nice, very understable. There was a couple shots where I needed it to get around a tree. I was stuck behind a tree, behind a basket, and trusting in it, doing my stencil, giving a little bit of Annie. It got around the tree and parked right by the basket. So I would say yes. This is something I would suggest every zone thrower, regular someone, you know, wanting to get a zone. This is a zone I'd say for someone who doesn't have a higher arm speed, get this, and this would be a little less understable, but still it'd be great in the bag. And with that, I appreciate you stopping by and watching my review of the new Zone SS and ESP and first run Z plastic. I'll be coming out with more content soon, but for now, I'm Jose with 17 Disc Golf, and you have a good day.